What's up guys, it's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with another Warframe video. And in this video today we're going to be talking about the Warframe 6th anniversary mission with the Void Survival that you have to do in order to get your Dex Syandana. When I originally made my 6th anniversary video, I was talking about how this event is pretty good for newer players to pick up some free cosmetic items and some weapons and some other things. And after going through and playing through them on my console account, which hadn't gotten all of the items, I discovered that one of these missions is actually really difficult, and newer players are probably going to have a hard time with it. And that is the Void Survival mission that you have to play with a melee weapon only. So you'll only be able to use your whatever melee weapon you have equipped. So I decided after playing through it, I would go ahead and make a video kind of helping newer players with this mission, because it can be pretty difficult. And the main reason that it's pretty difficult is because you have a ton of Eximus enemies that show up after about a minute or 2 minutes in the survival mode, and every enemy that comes after you is going to be an Eximus type enemy. And I'm not sure why DE thought this was a good idea, but it can be really hard to get through this, mainly because you're going to get the parasitic Eximus, you're also going to get the energy drain Eximus, and you're going to be slowed down a lot. You're going to have a hard time keeping any energy to use any of your Warframe abilities, and you're going to be solely reliant on your melee weapon to get you through this. The other thing is, I tried this out, and you cannot simply beat this mission just by running from life support capsule to life support capsule. There simply aren't enough, and they don't show up fast enough in order to keep you full for the full 10 minutes. So you are going to have to kill quite a few of these enemies to get life support capsule drops from them, which makes this a little bit more difficult. There's a lot of survival missions where the rate that the energy capsules show up, you can actually get to them and kind of kite the enemies around and manipulate it that way, but you're just not going to be able to do that in this mission. So you're going to be fighting Orokin Corrupted too, which if you have the right mods, this can be a little bit easier. You're going to want anything that does corrosive damage on your melee weapon, and if you are lucky enough to have the corrosive projection aura mod, you're going to want to go ahead and put that on your Warframe, make sure it is maxed out. And for your melee weapon, you are going to want to have 3 basic mods here. That's going to be pressure point, your electricity mod for electricity damage, and then your toxic mod for toxic damage. And you want those to all be leveled out pretty much as high as you can get them. You want to have your melee weapon at a pretty good level. It should be level 30. You may have even put a forma into it, but you want to have pressure point, toxic mod, and electricity mod, so you are getting that corrosive damage from your melee weapon. And that's going to be your best bet to make this mission a little bit easier. Other than that, it's really just going around using your different melee attacks to try to get an advantage on the enemies. You want to keep them as staggered as possible. So if you do have like a polearm weapon that can hit a lot of enemies at one time, that will work pretty well. You also want to make use of your smash attack, which is basically when you jump up into the air and you come down and slam your weapon on the ground to knock several of these enemies over. And then you can use your melee finisher, which basically you just want to aim at them when they're on the ground and hit the melee button. That's going to be your best bet here. It's going to help you take these enemies out very quickly and keep them off balance using that smash attack when you jump up into the air and then dive down on them. That's going to help you keep them off balance and give you some space to also get away if you get swarmed. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, corrosive damage, number one thing here. Corrosive damage and your pressure point on your melee weapon. Make sure your melee weapon is leveled up as high as you can get it. And you have several days, you have about 10 days left to do this mission. So you have time to level up your melee weapon. If you're brand new at this game, you have enough time to level up a weapon in order to be able to do this mission here. So that's pretty much all I wanted to go over here, guys. If you have any other tips, if you are a veteran player, you've been playing through this mission, I would not suggest doing this matchmaking if you are a new player. We actually had some lower level players still using their Mark 1 stuff in the group that I ran the other night, and they were really struggling. They just could not put out enough damage to really stay alive the entire time. And there was a lower level Volt. We had to revive him several times. He just couldn't stay on his feet at all with his lower level melee weapon that he was bringing in there, the Mark 1. So definitely want to make sure you have your melee weapon leveled up and have those mods that I talked about earlier. That's going to make this a lot easier. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. As always, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions at all about the Warframe 6th anniversary event, just in general, feel free to leave them down below in the comments. As always, I hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks as always for watching, and I will see you again next time.